You're out on the water, the sun is shining, the wind is gentle. It feels like nothing could go wrong, but in an instant the ocean can change. A rogue wave, an engine failure, a simple navigational error. Suddenly, you're not a boater anymore, you're a survivor. Most people think they know how to signal for help. A wave, a shout. But when your life hangs in the balance, common sense might not be enough. We're diving deep into the surprising truths of maritime signaling, uncovering the techniques that rescuers wish everyone knew. The first enemy you'll face isn't the ocean, it's panic. The terrifying reality of being adrift can cloud your judgment. That's why your greatest asset isn't a signal, it's a plan. Before you ever set foot on the water, you need a ditch bag. This isn't just a first aid kit, it's a self-contained survival capsule. It's got a signaling mirror, a marine whistle, and crucially, an EPIRB. But it also has things you might not think of, like a reflective mylar blanket, a waterproof flashlight, and a brightly colored piece of fabric. The goal is to prepare for the worst, so when it happens, you can act, not react. When you're out there, your first priority is making yourself visible, and the most powerful tool you have is the sun itself. A signaling mirror, a simple piece of plastic, can send a brilliant flash of light for over 10 miles. To use it, you don't just point and pray. You aim the flash directly at a passing ship or aircraft using the aiming sight in the center of the mirror. In a pinch, a CD, a polished metal plate, or even the reflective glass from your phone screen can work. Your enemy is camouflage. The human eye is drawn to contrast and movement. A brightly colored life jacket, a fluorescent cloth, or even the inside of your life raft can provide that critical contrast against the deep blue water. But when you need to be seen from the farthest possible distance, you need a flare. Flares aren't just one type. A parachute flare fires a brilliant light 1,000 feet in the air, hanging for a full minute, visible for miles. A handheld flare is a powerful close-range signal, perfect for when you've spotted a rescuer. And a smoke flare is your best friend during the day, creating a massive, eye-catching plume of smoke that's impossible to ignore from the air. Crucially, always deploy a flare only when you have a positive sighting, so you don't waste this limited life-saving resource. Sometimes the weather or low visibility makes visual signals ineffective. That's when sound becomes your savior. A marine whistle can produce a sound far louder and more consistent than a human shout. Even improvised noisemakers like banging a metal pan or the hull of your boat can travel surprisingly far over the open water. But what if you're beyond the range of sight and sound? This is where technology takes over. The EPIRB, an emergency position indicating radio beacon, and its smaller cousin, the PLB, are your silent heroes. When activated, they send a distress signal and your exact GPS coordinates to a global satellite network. That signal is then relayed to rescue centers around the world. There's no ambiguity, no guesswork. And remember, these devices are useless if you don't take the critical step of registering them with your national maritime authority. This allows rescuers to know who they are looking for and to contact your emergency contacts. For those with more resources, a satellite phone or a VHF radio can provide two-way communication, allowing you to give real-time updates on your situation. Once you've sent your signal, the hardest part begins, the waiting game. This is a mental battle as much as a physical one. Your energy and resources are limited, so it's critical to be strategic. The principle here is consistency over intensity. Don't exhaust yourself with frantic waving. Instead, establish a routine. Signal for a few minutes every hour, or in response to any potential sighting, then conserve your strength. It's a marathon, not a sprint. This is also the time to debunk some common myths. You are not a nuisance to rescuers. They are looking for you, and a consistent signal is a lifeline for them. Maintaining a positive mindset is vital. Remember, you have done everything you can. Now, you wait for the rescue. When you finally spot a rescue vessel or aircraft, don't start waving wildly and erratically. Make your final signal a confident, clear movement that they can't mistake for a wave. Being lost at sea is a terrifying prospect, but it doesn't have to be a hopeless one. With the right knowledge, the right tools, and the right mindset, you dramatically increase your chances of being found. It's not about luck, it's about preparation, about knowing the universal language of rescue, and about having the resilience to wait for your signal to be seen. Stay prepared, stay visible, stay safe.